Tian Chen, Jinfu Shaw, Shiba Wong, Maria Morozova, Francisco Javier Fuentes Campagna, Yassin Malej, Adrian Schneider, Lydia Juwen Lu, Francesco Catanzarati. Please join me in congratulating all the Masters in Finance degree recipients for this year. Dean Jamal, would you please come to the podium to present the candidates for the degrees of Master in Public Affairs and Master in Public Policy?
Good afternoon. Will the candidates for the degrees of Masters in Public Affairs and Master in Public Policy please rise and make your way to the stage? Candidates for the Master in Public Affairs have successfully completed core and elective courses, a summer internship in public affairs work, and have passed a multi-part qualifying examination. The Master in Public Policy candidates are mid-career students from public service professions or students who have medical or law degrees or PhDs in the sciences who have successfully completed a one-year program of study in accordance with the requirements for the degree. Rita Fernandez. Maymuna Nasreen Ahmed. Marissa Quintana. Thomas Horn. Ellen Duval. Tanisha Deepthanji Huan Polar. Raj Mukherjee. Tom de Funblanc. Lillian Best. Jess Kyle Finkel. Justin Handsome Park. Justina Orlovska. Jason Huang. Zama Nguana. Mizuki Saito.
There you are.
Joan Renee Sinclair. Brian Vilica. John Kearns. Christian Lane Perkins. Yeah, this box. Kathleen Hannock. Robbie Roberts. Omar El Haj. Marisa Bray. Charles Fraser. Tom Carter. Brent Efron. Evan Matthew Carroll. Olivia Lucas. Fernando Pernes Rodriguez. Bronte Forsgren. Denise Chavaria. Isabella Salgado Pereira. Felipe Oliveira. Afsana Khan. Vani Chopra. Tony Solis Cruz. Bhargav Sivaguru. Maya Tenzin Wosor. Is it right? Okay. Juyang Lee. Nung Lee. Jiwan Sul. Mary Grace Darmody. Asha Sheikh. Justin Aaron Schuster. Maria Hansen. Anna Blue. Jonathan Lowry. Sean Mausu. Liam McGuire. Kelsey Mason. Zach Helder. Jeremiah Chamberlain. Kelso Bransunas. Graham Kaluzny. Zachary Gross. Fatma Gadura. Sergio Rodriguez Camarina. Betsanbe Gracia Rojas Gonzalez. Ashintia Shivalingam. Lizabel Avila Diaz. Sydney Gardner Brown. Ebony Vera Simpson. Graciela Muniz. Shibli Wanjil Belatat Tukan Lin. Kimberly Chris. Elmir Mukhtarov. Afang Faith Ifyang Ibuk. Noah Bardash. Jillian Ariella Tisdale. Laura Elise Hassman. Kesmira Rodriguez. Michaela Jane Ledoux. Alexandra Zelensky. Please join me in congratulating all of the master's degree recipients. A big round of applause. I now invite Catherine Stanton, Director of the McGraw Center for Teaching and Learning and Senior Associate Dean of the College, to come forward and present the 2024 Graduate Mentoring Awards. Thank you.
It is an honor to be with you. As the director of the McGraw Center for Teaching and Learning, I have the privilege of presenting the 4 faculty recipients of the Graduate Mentoring Award, one from each of the academic divisions. Bestowed by the McGraw Center and the Graduate School, this award recognizes faculty who cultivate their students' intellectual, professional, and personal development. The recipients are nominated by their own students, both current and former, by letter. The nomination letters for this year's awardees speak to their unstinting dedication to their students and their deep humanity. This year's recipients of the Graduate Mentoring Award are Allison Eisenberg, Professor of History, Tanya Lombroso, Arthur W. Marks 19, Professor of Psychology and Director of the Program in Cognitive Science, Andre Monroy Hernandez, Assistant Professor of Computer Science, and Maria Di Battista, Charles Barnwell Strout, Class of 1923, Professor of English and Comparative Literature. Professor Di Battista sends her sincere regrets that she is unable to attend today's ceremony. I will recognize each awardee in turn, starting with Allison Eisenberg. As one of her nominators commented, quote, "I often joke that I can ask my advisor, Allison Eisenberg, almost anything, except a yes or no question. That's not because she can't answer one, but because with Allison, even a seemingly simple inquiry is likely to inspire a probing, wide-ranging intellectual discussion. If it takes place in her office, I'll almost certainly leave it carrying a few books she's loaned me, and sometimes a pastry, too." Her mentees praise her generosity, her vital and enlivening energy, and her vocal advocacy for their work. They note, too, her commitment to their development as teachers. Quote, "She has been on the vanguard of improving and expanding pedagogical training in our department, and she pursues this work with a graceful humility that imbues it with a special, motivating spirit," one letter writer notes. As another student described, "I am most grateful to have the example of her brilliant scholarship to emulate, but even more than this, to have the privilege of witnessing her way of being. She embodies the very best of what our human sciences can and should be." Congratulations to Allison Eisenberg. Tanya Lombroso. Tanya Lombroso, quote, "makes each of her advisees feel like they are the center of her attention," writes one of her nominators. She meets weekly with each of her mentees. As one writes, quote, "From your very first weekly meeting with Tanya, she will start by asking, 'What's on your agenda?' If you, like me, come in with no real research experience to speak of, this autonomy can be daunting. Who am I to have an agenda? It feels like all you have are sparks of curiosity, and you come to learn that's all you need. Slowly, week after week, she will point to research that structures your thoughts and feeds your sparks. As a result, her students develop distinctive research programs. but they also feel open to share their own ambitions, including teaching at a liberal arts college or balancing work and parenthood. One of her nominators describes the ideal mentor as a catalyst. As such, Tanya, quote, facilitates the development of your ideas, vision, and career, adapts her mentorship to your needs, strengths, and constraints, and seeks to promote your success and well-being. Congratulations to Tanya Lombroso. Andre Monroy Hernandez. Andre champions and motivates his students. As one of his nominator writes, he encourages and motivates me to think big and take ownership of my work, viewing me as an equal partner in the project. Rather than criticizing ideas, he always attempts to suggest solutions, fostering a supportive and collaborative research environment. Andre takes a participatory approach to teaching, enabling students to learn from their peers as well as him. Yet his impact, quote, extends far beyond the classroom, shaping the trajectories of his graduate students and postdocs, contributing to the intellectual vibrancy of our academic community. As one of his students writes, quote, I have never met any professor who loves emojis as much as he does. These small, vibrant elements are exactly what he brings to his students, his lab, and everyone around him. Congratulations to Andre Monroy Hernandez. As all of Maria Di Battista's letter writers agree, she sees her students in terms of their potential. One writes, quote, the most important thing about Maria as a mentor is her commitment to my growth, not only as a scholar, but as a person. She has modeled for me how to have high expectations without giving burden, how to be insightful with grace. Another mentee observes that she, quote, has often taken me more seriously than I took myself, encouraging my interests beyond my sense of their limits. Please join me in giving a final round of applause to Maria Di Battista and these exceptional faculty mentors. I now invite Dean Schreier and Chief Marshal Berman to the stage for the hooding of our doctoral degree recipients.
Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy please rise, remove your caps, and make your way to the stage with your hood draped over your arm. These students have passed general examination in their chosen field of study, have successfully presented a doctoral dissertation, and defended it in a final public oral examination. Depending on the department, they've also completed coursework, learned several languages, conducted experiments, modeled and interpreted data, and presented their work to national and international audiences. The dissertation, according to the faculty and examiners, is an original and significant contribution to knowledge, as it enlarges or modifies what was previously known in the field or presents an important new interpretation of known materials. Mary Hogan, Computer Science, hooded by Jennifer Rexford. Xiaoqi Chen, Computer Science, hooded by Jennifer Rexford. Min Sung Kim, Computer Science, hooded by Jennifer Rexford. Richard Shusha, Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, hooded by Egemen Coleman. Joseph Abate, Plasma Physics, hooded by Egemen Coleman. Daniel Dutt, Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, hooded by Egemen Coleman. Tiffany Amber Barron, Politics, hooded by Gary Bass. Yejun Suh, Chemical and Biological Engineering, hooded by Rod Priestley. Dawei Liu, Molecular Biology, hooded by Eliana Cristea. Shi-Yi Zhou, Molecular Biology, hooded by Colleen Murphy. Yuna Han, Geosciences, hooded by Xining Zhang. Genevieve Alote Papo, Music, hooded by Gavin Steingo. Leanne Hewitt, History, hooded by Beth Lou Williams. Sumiyashri Ghosh, History, hooded by Beth Lou Williams. Michael McGovern, History of Science, hooded by Keith Whaley. Julia Marino, History of Science, hooded by Keith Whaley. Annabelle Elizabeth Haynes, English, hooded by Zahid Chowdhury. Lindsay Brown, English, hooded by Autumn Womack. Zharang Wu, Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, hooded by Luke Diek. Alexander Strakovsky, Computer Science, hooded by Benjamin Raphael. Utsav Chitra, Computer Science, hooded by Ben Raphael. Jin Suk Lee, Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded by Naveen Verma. Christopher Lee Grimm, Jr., Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded by Naveen Verma. Ksenia Sokolova, Computer Science, hooded by Olga Trolinskaya. Yuan Wang, Computer Science, hooded by Olga Trolinskaya. Kathleen Mary Chen, Computer Science, hooded by Olga Troinskaya. Antonio D. Muscarella, Quantitative and Computational Biology, hooded by Olga Troinskaya. Megan Booker, Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, hooded by Ani Majumdar. Eric Scott Lapowski, Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, hooded by Alex Glasser. Jessica Laura Wilson, Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, hooded by Howard A. Stone. Paul Kenealil, Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, hooded by Howard A. Stone. Nikki Abbasi, Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, hooded by Howard A. Stone. James Vincent Raghaveen, Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, hooded by Howard A. Stone. Danielle Chase, Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, hooded by Howard A. Stone. Abigail Marie Wyatt, Geosciences, hooded by Laurie Resplandi. Zian Lee, Economics, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Shang Chen, Economics, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Ino Zhang, Economics, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Jia Liang Lin, Economics, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Lucas Friedrich Mann, Economics, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Jacob Dorn, Economics, hooded by Kate Ho. Quan Le, Economics, hooded by Kate Ho. Edward Bohm, Economics, hooded by Kate Ho. Olay Ayersnap, Economics, hooded by Ilyana Kuziemko. Anais Galdan, Economics, hooded by Ilyana Kuziemko. Rachel Fung, Economics, hooded by Ilyana Kuziemko and Leah Bustin. Christine Kai, Economics, hooded by Leah Bustin and Ilyana Kuziemko. Henry Zhao, Economics, hooded by Leah Bustan. Francisco Cabazon, Economics, hooded by Ilyana Kuziemsko. Stephanie Maya, Molecular Biology, hooded by Alexander Plas. Alexander Nicholas Fries, Molecular Biology, hooded by Martin Wer. Audrey Ju, Chemical and Biological Engineering, hooded by Martin Wer. Pranav Theki Madathil, Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded by Mansoor Shayagan. Shashank Anand, Civil and Environmental Engineering, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Alec Reynolds Brady Griffith, Plasma Physics, hooded by Nathaniel Fish. Nicholas McGreevy, Plasma Physics, hooded by Nathaniel Fish. Yi-Chen Fu, Plasma Physics, hooded by Hang Chin. Ruhi Dalal, Astrophysical Sciences, hooded by Michael Strauss. Matthew Malako, Population Studies and Social Policy, hooded by Matthew Desmond. Venecia Alexandria Valdez, Molecular Biology, hooded by Sabine Petri. Cerro Toriano Perel, Neuroscience, hooded by Catherine Jensen Pena. Tomohito Minakuchi, Neuroscience, hooded by Catherine Jensen Pena. Anna Zukov-Shakya, Neuroscience, hooded by Catherine Pena. Anna Skora-Bogatova, Mathematics, hooded by Camillo de Lillis. Gridgorn Garnatukin, Computer Science, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Uma Girish, Computer Science, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Dmitry Paramanov, Computer Science, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Jen Shi, Computer Science, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Peter Makloof, Comparative Literature, hooded by Sandra Berman. Simon Siegert, Neuroscience, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Joseph Fogarty, Civil and Environmental Engineering, hooded by Elie Bouzid. Ari Gilman, Chemical and Biological Engineering, hooded by Bruce Cole. Evan Ostrowski, Chemical and Biological Engineering, hooded by Bruce Cole. Ulina Thukadam, Chemical and Biological Engineering, hooded by A. James Link. Brian Choi, Chemical and Biological Engineering, hooded by Jamie Link. Yanqi Shang, Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, hooded by Kelsey Hartzell. William Stell, Religion, hooded by Wallace Best. Parajat Chakrabarti, Sociology, hooded by Frederick Weary. Yuen Hu, Physics, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Ian Silva, Classics, hooded by Elena Baraz. Robert Andrew Mayak, Spanish and Portuguese, hooded by Christina Lee. Nicole Jacqueline Couture, Molecular Biology, hooded by Daniel Notterman. When I call the name, you'll walk. Minte Cha, History, hooded by Hendrik Hartog. Gabriel Leopold Levine, Politics, hooded by Hendrik Hartog. Jose Argueta Funes, History, hooded by Hendrik Hartog. Thomas Masoni, Mathematics, hooded by Peter Osvath. Ryan Unger, Mathematics, hooded by Mejelas de Fermos. Nina Zubralina, Mathematics, hooded by Mejelas de Fermos. Marco Sangiovanni, Mathematics, hooded by Mejelas de Fermos. Lorenzo Sarnataro, Mathematics, hooded by Mejelas de Fermos. Aaron W. Miller, Public and International Affairs, hooded by Jacob Shapiro. Paul Jonathan Jackson, Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded by David Wenslaff. Grigory Chirkov, Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded by David Wenslaff. Marcelo Arenas Vera, Computer Science, hooded by Margaret Martinosi. Noreen Hossein, Computer Science, hooded by Margaret Martinosi. Lauren Mendelson, Chemistry, hooded by Paul Sherrick. Congratulations. Carly Brooke Coville, Chemistry and Material Science, hooded by Paul Sherrick. Kaylin Cohen, Chemistry, hooded by Andrew Bacarsley. Rebecca Evans, Chemistry, hooded by Andrew Bacarsley. Rajita Ramesh Chandak, Operations Research and Financial Engineering, hooded by Matias Cataneo. William Underwood, Operations Research and Financial Engineering, hooded by Matias Cataneo. Wei Jun, Computer Science, hooded by the Chief Marshal. John Colin Bradley, Philosophy, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Eleanor Gordon Smith, Philosophy, hooded by Sarah McGrath. Alexander Draxel, German, hooded by Bridget Doherty. Erica Darka De Benedetto, Art and Archaeology, hooded by Bridget Doherty. Vajdan Saheli, Architecture, hooded by Spiros Papapetros. Kurt Gambetta, Architecture, hooded by Spiros Papapetros. Diana Cristobal, Architecture, hooded by Lucia Ale. Danielle Tiarina, Civil and Environmental Engineering, hooded by Reed Maxwell. Claudia Dumitru, Philosophy, hooded by Daniel Garber. Jung Sun, Molecular Biology, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Daria Filipova, Comparative Literature, hooded by Benjamin Baer. Pranay Manoka, Computer Science, hooded by Adam Finkelstein. Stephen Lun Lee, Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering and Physics, hooded by William C. Jones. Jingyao Wang, Physics, hooded by Michael Romalis. Sang-Hoon Lee, Mathematics, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Rachel Marie Young, Public and International Affairs, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Rohini Majumdar, Psychology and Social Policy, hooded by Elk Weber. Leon Mate, Psychology and Social Policy, hooded by Stacy Sinclair. Zenobia Tin Yan Chan, Politics, hooded by Stacy Sinclair. Valentin Tissot Daguet, Operations Research and Financial Engineering, hooded by Mette Soner. Fernando Figueroa Zamora, Mathematics, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Awate Heinewara, Mathematics, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Angelina Wang, Computer Science, hooded by Olga Rosakowski. Gari Surya Putra Typhon, Chemical Engineering, hooded by Christos Mavrilos. Siji Tung, Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, hooded by Andre Koshmerl. Clara Norden, Ecology and Evolutionary Biology, hooded by M. Cassie Stoddard. Jerome Russell Alley, Ecology and Evolutionary Biology, hooded by Mary Caswell Stoddard. Sarah Jo Bendito, Neuroscience, hooded by Nathaniel Daw. Carlos Correa, Neuroscience, hooded by Nathaniel Daw. Aditi Jha, Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded by Jonathan Pillow. Andres Correa Hernandez, Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded by Claire Gamakel. Sarah Katzmoli, Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded by Claire Gamakel. Nicholas Patrick Quirk, Physics, hooded by the Chief Marshal. William Gunnarsson, Electrical Engineering, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Charles Link Patrick, Electrical Engineering, hooded by Gerard Wasowski. Michael Soskind, Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded by Gerard Wasaki. Jamie Pelling, Near Eastern Studies, hooded by Baruz Gamari Jabrizi. Samid Rashid Begi, Near Eastern Studies, hooded by Behruz Gamari Tabrizi. Youssef Eder Elasser, Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded by Minji Chen. Timothy Alberdink Time, Computer Science, hooded by Arti Gupta. Xiaohan Li, Civil and Environmental Engineering, hooded by Ian Borg. Patrick Richards Monson, History, hooded by Ekaterina Pravalova. Taylor Zychek, History, hooded by Ekaterina Pravalova. Robert Andrew Yee, History, hooded by Michael Blackman. Yu Sen, Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded by Sharad Malik. Yu Xing, Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded by Sharad Malik. Shunzi Zhang, Physics, hooded by Jason Petta. Jeffrey Helt, Computer Science, hooded by Wyatt Lloyd. Chen Yu Sung, Computer Science, hooded by Kai Lee and Wyatt Lloyd. Xiang Wen Fu, Public and International Affairs, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Shangwei Liu, Public and International Affairs, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Samya Shivam, Physics, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Yiming Chen, Physics, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Jianshu Duan, Geosciences and Material Science, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Kiwei Xiao, Chemistry, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Yuan Cao, Chemistry, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Vincent Zhang, Chemistry, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Gianho Kang, German, hooded by Barbara Nagel. Derek Wakefield, Politics and Social Policy, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Peter Girardeau, Politics, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Jenny Prager O'Brien, History, hooded by Matthew Jones. Mohammed Izagzada, Politics, hooded by Amani Jamal. Jing Qian, Politics, hooded by James Raymond Vreeland. Sayumi Miyanu, Politics, hooded by James Raymond Vreeland. Jessica Renee Womack, Art and Archaeology, hooded by Rima Goldthry. Will Austin, Art and Archaeology, hooded by Beatrice Kitzinger. Erin Marie Pignon, Art and Archaeology, hooded by Beatrice Kitzinger. Nomi Schneck, Art and Archaeology, hooded by Beatrice Kitzinger. Javier Rivero Ramos, Art and Archaeology, hooded by Irene Small. Caitlin Karyadi, Art and Archaeology, hooded by Andrew Watsky. Anne-Marie Eicher, Art and Archaeology, hooded by Bridget Alsdorf. Luke Nessens, Art and Archaeology, hooded by Hal Foster. Will Schultz, Politics, hooded by Andy Guess. Gabrielle Borelli, Politics, hooded by Andy Guess. Ryan Bell, Politics, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Ashvini Raina, Computer Science, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Kaijia Shu, Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded by Jaime Fernandez Fizak. Cheng Li Chin, Physics, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Jacqueline Campbell, English, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Dhriti Tandon, Ecology and Evolutionary Biology, hooded by Andrea Graham. Alexander Edwards Downey, Ecology and Evolutionary Biology, hooded by Andrea Graham. Sang-Woo Park, Ecology and Evolutionary Biology, hooded by Brian Grenfell. Mareline Stapps, Ecology and Evolutionary Biology, hooded by Karina Tarnita. Yuki Haba, Ecology and Evolutionary Biology, hooded by Carolyn McBride. Shun Yu Ya, Computer Science, hooded by Tom Griffiths. Theodore Summers, Computer Science, hooded by Tom Griffiths. Pang Ning Chow, Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Diana Kai, Computer Science, hooded by Ryan Adams. Su Lin Liu, Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded by Ryan Adams. Samuel Barnett, Computer Science, hooded by Ryan Adams. Lisa Craigie, English, hooded by Katerina Sturgiopoulou. Hannah Stamler, History and Interdisciplinary Humanities, hooded by Christy Wampole. Devin Lair, Computer Science, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Graham Scott Baker, Applied and Computational Mathematics, hooded by Ramon Van Handel. Tatiana Bralovskaya, Applied and Computational Mathematics, hooded by Ramon Van Handel. Ipshita Day, Anthropology, hooded by Augustin Fuentes. Enoch Quo, Religion, hooded by Andrew Chignell. Rishab Sharan, Quantitative and Computational Biology, hooded by Danelle Davenport. Deborah O'Young, Molecular Biology, hooded by Danelle Davenport. Danae Richards, Molecular Biology, hooded by Danelle Davenport. Christopher Pardon, music, hooded by Wendy Heller. Jenny Beck, music composition, hooded by Donica Dennehy. James Ernest Moore, music composition, hooded by Steve Mackey. Eric Charles Blow, electrical and computer engineering, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Link Patrick, electrical engineering, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Wei Pang Chang, electrical and computer engineering, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Shachan Zabai, psychology, hooded by Susan Fisk. Xiaofeng Young, neuroscience and psychology, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Yoon Kyung Elena Cho, chemical engineering and material science, hooded by Daniel Cohen. Kevin Suh, chemical and biological engineering, hooded by Daniel Cohen. Lisette Duran Rosario, molecular biology, hooded by Jose Avalos and Daniel Cohen. Shannon Hoffman, chemical and biological engineering, hooded by Jose Avalos. Teresa Kitchuk, molecular biology, hooded by Jose Avalos. Christopher Gonzalez, chemical and biological engineering, hooded by Jose Avalos. Mackenzie Thomas Walls, chemical and biological engineering, hooded by Jose Avalos and Clifford Branwin. Yoonji Kim, molecular biology, hooded by Clifford Branwin. Gabrielle Gerard, History, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Xiao He Lo, Operations and Research and Financial Engineering, hooded by Warren Powell. Jim Wu, Physics, hooded by Josh Shavitz. Matthew Black, Quantitative and Computational Biology, hooded by Joshua Shavitz. Scott Wolf, Quantitative and Computational Biology, hooded by Julian Arolis and Joshua Shavitz. Sven Dorkenwald, Computer Science and Neuroscience, hooded by Sebastian Sung. Tony Runja Yang, Computer Science and Neuroscience, hooded by Sebastian Sung. Jade Neo, Politics, hooded by Anna Stills. Ho Chan Kim, Politics, hooded by Anna Stills. Prerit Turway, Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Sakar Tully, Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Daniel Moulter, Chemistry, hooded by Zahad Hassan. Daniel Moore, Civil and Environmental Engineering, hooded by Mark Zonlo. Christopher Michael Uche, Chemical and Biological Engineering, hooded by Pierre Thomas Brun. Molly Brennan, Chemical and Biological Engineering, hooded by Celeste Nelson. Michael Smith, Chemistry, hooded by Michelle Sarazan. Rachel Ashley Yang, Chemical and Biological Engineering, hooded by Michelle Lee Sarazan. Yannick Lloyd George Eatman, Chemical and Biological Engineering, hooded by Craig Arnold. Jenna Ann Ott, Chemical and Biological Engineering, hooded by Sujit Datta. Benito Buksha, Chemistry, hooded by David McMillan. Cassandra Cedillo, Chemistry, hooded by David McMillan. Cesar Nicholas Prieto Coolmer, Chemistry, hooded by David McMillan. Nicholas Edward Intermaggio, Chemistry, hooded by David McMillan. Amy Yuan Chan, Chemistry, hooded by David McMillan. Katie Donnelly, Sociology and Social Policy, hooded by Sanyu Majola. Humayaya Uchakashki, Sociology, hooded by Professor Jennifer Jennings. Lai Wei, Sociology, hooded by Jennifer Jennings. Jillian Barron Kopp, Physics, hooded by Chris Tully. Nicholas Halbrick, Physics, hooded by Isabel Ohavo. Gage Desort, Physics, hooded by Isabel Ohavo. Stephanie Kwan, Physics, hooded by Isabel Ohavo. Sujung Han, East Asian Studies, hooded by Xin Wen. Junan Chen, East Asian Studies and Interdisciplinary Humanities, hooded by Federico Marcon. Yujo Bai, East Asian Studies, hooded by Anna Shields. Jorge Armando Moreno, Molecular Biology, hooded by Ricardo Maino. Danny Lane Simpson, Quantitative and Computational Biology, hooded by Britt Adamson. Wei Dai, Chemistry, hooded by Ralph Kleiner. Esther Jiwan Han, Chemistry, hooded by Mohammed Sayem Sayamdos. Yu Chen Lee, Chemistry, hooded by Mohammed Sayed Sayamdos. Stephen Bodine, Chemistry, hooded by Tom Moore. Hung Yue Liu, Chemistry, hooded by Tom Muir. Srijan Bharati Das, Geosciences, hooded by Jerome Trump. Jonathan Catlin, History and Interdisciplinary Humanities, hooded by Edward Baring. Claire Page, Chemistry, hooded by Todd Heister. Jackson Lee Deobold, Chemistry, hooded by Eric Sorensen. Nicholas Falcone, Chemistry, hooded by Eric Sorensen. John Francis Hoskin, Chemistry, hooded by Eric Sorensen. Shiming Lee, Chemistry, hooded by Eric Sorensen. Dally Lee Davis, Chemistry, hooded by Eric Sorensen. Wendy Lee Williams, Chemistry, hooded by Eric Sorensen. Shivani Gandhi, Chemistry, hooded by Eric Sorensen. Fang Yin Wei, Computer Science, hooded by Simon Ruskianvich. Xiao Xiao Shen, Politics, hooded by Rory Truex. Anjali Prem Kumar, Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded by Andrew Hauk. Charles Roy Gwynn, Physics, hooded by Andrew Hauk. Jacob Elvin Bryan, Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded by Andrew Hauk. Parfait Mangwaka Masuji, Civil and Environmental Engineering, hooded by Maria Garlock. Kai Wen Cheng, Physics, hooded by Suzanne Staggs. Daniel Ewert, History, hooded by Margot Kennedy. Megan Beth Armconnect, History, hooded by the Chief Marshal. Kevin Anthony D'Amico, Molecular Biology, hooded by Frederick Hewson. Avantika Gori, Civil and Environmental Engineering, hooded by Ning Lin. Joseph Lockwood, Geoscience, hooded by Ning Lin. Mira Nensheva, Psychology, hooded by Casey Lou Williams. Crystal Lee, Psychology, hooded by Casey Lou Williams. Please join me in congratulating all of Princeton's newest masters and PhDs. Now I would like to thank everyone who made this ceremony possible. They all deserve a round of applause. Now, will the degree candidates rise, if able, and join Bonnie Coe, a doctoral student in the Department of Music, as she leads us in the singing of Old Nassau. The words are on the last page of our program. Our Chief Marshal, Sandra Berman, will then lead the recession of the platform party. We ask degree recipients, family, and friends to stay in place until the platform party recessional has concluded. Thank you.
Tune every heart and every voice, bid every care withdraw. Let's all with one accord rejoice in praise of old Nassau. In praise of old Nassau we sing, hooray!